All right, I'm going to show you how to put together a Google slide or a Google presentation. So if you log into your Google account and then go to your Google Drive, you'll create it in the same place where you created a document. So you click that red Create button. Gives you a few choices. This time we're clicking Presentation. And it's going to pop up with which theme you want. So this is kind of the Google version of PowerPoint, so keep that in mind. So choose the one that will fit what you're going for with this presentation. I'm going to keep with my trees theme. I'm going to go with this modern theme. Click OK. And then it kind of sets up the theme of this is going to be kind of white and black. Then you want to name your presentation, and then it'll show up in your Google Drive when you want to access it or insert it later. And I'm going to go ahead and name this one Trees. So a lot of the features are going to be fairly obvious as you hover over them. I'll just kind of go over a few basics and then show you some of the maybe less obvious things like inserting link, picture, video. So what we'll start with is adding another slide. So you'll click that arrow button. So I'm going to stick with my title one, but for my next one, I'm going to choose one that has a title and more area for text. You can do them one at a time, or you can set them up all at once. For our background, if you click there, you can change the color background or set an image as the background. Layout you can change as you go, and that's going to be the same options as when I clicked that down arrow there of where you want text and pictures. Theme is what we already chose if we wanted to change something different. Transition is going slide to slide if you want to do any fancy effects with that. The rest of your options are going to be fairly obvious if you're comfortable with Microsoft Word and the Microsoft Office program. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my first slide, type in trees by Mr. Lechner, and just keep it as that. I'm going to show you how to insert a video. So I'm going to give it a title, check out this video. So there are a few ways to do it. Probably the easiest way is to find the video on YouTube and just copy your URL after you found the video. And then you can probably guess how to do it. It's going to be your same way as the Google site where you'll click Insert and Video. You can actually search straight off of YouTube from here, but it's going to be easier to find it yourself first from my experience. And now I'm going to paste in that URL and it'll pop up there. When I click select, it'll show up, and then I can resize it so it's not interfering with any of my titles or text. I'll show you in a later lesson how to get this onto your website so that students can view it, or you can easily access it as a whole group presentation. And then as you're going through it, you'll be able to click right on that video. It'll be embedded right into the presentation. So now I'll show you how to add a link. So I'm going to add a new slide first. So I'm going to click that down arrow. Choose this first one. Click on this link. I found an Arbor Day site that'll be nice for students to check out. So I'm going to copy that one. And then I can just paste it straight onto there. And actually, I did forget on the presentation, if you're using a Mac, it's going to ask you to instead use this key instead. So you'll hit Command V to paste it in. It'll always remind you that. And then you hit the Enter button, and that link will be live when you're going through your presentation. Same as Google Doc, you'll see up here, it's going to automatically save after you do anything 1 or 2 seconds later. All right, and let me add another slide. I'll show you how to add a picture, but you're going to follow that same format. I'm going to find my picture first. I liked this tree off of Google Images. I'm going to get the image by itself. I'm going to copy the image address. You could also copy it and save it onto your computer. I find this way to be a little bit easier, and then it's not taking up any of my computer space either. It's just going to be linked straight off the internet. So I'm going to title this Cool Pic. Same format as my video. I'm going to click Insert. It's an image. Few different choices if you're wanting to upload it off of your computer, but in this case I'm uploading it straight offline. So I'm going to paste in under the URL one. It shows up right there. Depending on the quality of the picture, it'll take a second or two, and then again, you just resize it as you see fit. Okay, gonna add another slide now. And then if you're not familiar with PowerPoint, same way I could put a title, and then I can just use this as text space. Trees give us oxygen, and then I could add other notes or anything for my presentation there. I can switch things around here if I want to move the order around. And then, like I said before, any of the other features you're probably familiar with. If you're not familiar with, Google lays it out pretty clearly what it's doing, like move slide up. Obviously, that's going to move the slide up. So if you're clear with the links, videos, and pictures, the rest should come pretty naturally. And then I'm going to click my present button. I'm going to move back to the start here just to make sure everything looks as I want it to look. So there's my link. If a student's viewing this on an iPad or on a computer, they'll be able to click right off that link and it'll pull it up. That video will be live. I could play it right now if I wanted to. And the rest goes like that. After you are done with it, you're going to want to hit that share button, because right now, like we know, Google sets it as a default to only be viewable by you. So you want to change that. So I'm going to make it shareable. Right now it's still only people at D49. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to click on More, and then I'm going to click on Public on the Web, and then save it there. If I want to share just the link, that's what it would be. Most likely I'm going to put this on my website, so I'm not going to worry about that now. Click Done. And then the way you can know in an easier way is when you go to your drive, it's going to say what is shared and what's not shared. So most of my things are shared and a few I haven't shared yet. So my trees presentation, which I know it's the presentation because that yellow icon has the shared button next to it. So if I forget to share something when I'm working on it, I can always go back to my drive, click on it, and this is your share button here. I can go through that process again, make it shareable. I want it to be more than just D49 people, so I'm going to click More, change that to Public on the Web too, and then be done. So if you ever forget to share something, if you're using it and you see that it's not visible, that's probably what it is, and you can go back to your drive and do it there. All right, so hopefully that gives you a little bit about Google Presentation. Something we'll talk about later is having students who all have their own Google accounts too, using some of these features, and this is one that they have a lot of fun with.